Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to crop images. So say we have a cartoon fish here that we want to modify. Click on the crop button and it will open up this window. The first selection on the left is the lasso. And then you got the rectangle. And then the magic wand function, which looks complicated but can be really useful in certain situations. And this one allows you to either replace, add or remove crop areas. I'll switch it back to replace for now and show you later how to use the plus and remove function. So the lasso function lets you draw around an object with a crop shape that looks exactly how you want it to look like. So say you want to crop this bubble here, you draw a circle around it, but then halfway you change your mind and you want to switch to a different bubble. So you draw a different crop circle around the bubble that you want to crop. So then the first crop circle disappears and gets replaced by the second crop circle. So you can keep changing crop areas by drawing a new crop circle around the object that you want to crop. So going back to the first bubble that we picked, we draw a crop area around it again like we did before, and then we hit the transform button, which is the one on the right of the crop button. So if you're using the app on a touch screen, such as on a smartphone or an iPad, you can use your two fingers on the screen to move around or enlarge the object that you've cropped. And once you're satisfied with the changes, just click Done. And that's basically how you use crop. Now going to the rectangle function, which lets you draw a crop shape around an object that's always either a square or a rectangle. So just like with the lasso tool, once you've got your cropped area, click on the transform button and then you can start transforming your cropped object. Now I'm going to show you how to use the add and remove button. Let's start with the add button. Say I've decided to modify this particular bubble, and I also want to modify a second bubble at the same time. Notice how the first crop bubble doesn't disappear after the second one's been drawn. And you can keep going on and drawing more and more crop areas, which will just add to the original crop area you've drawn before, which allows you to modify all those cropped areas at the same time. So now instead of using the lasso, we use the rectangle, and we'll be able to achieve the same thing as long as the add button is turned on. Now the remove button acts like an eraser. So first you need to have a cropped area drawn. Say you've decided not to include the second bubble into your crop area. So you click on the remove button and it lets you draw around the unwanted crop area to get rid of it. Now the nudge button lets you move around your selected crop area. So the rightmost button is the selection clear button. So now I'm drawing again a new crop area. So the button on the right of the nudge button is the selection inverted button. So it lets you modify the area that's outside of the drawn crop area. So I've covered mostly everything about cropping, but I'm going to play around a bit more with the same drawing to show you a few more examples on how you can crop your drawings in different ways. Say in this example, we're able to adjust the fish's eye. Now there's one last function that I haven't shown you, which is the tolerance function. So tolerance basically lets you automatically pick a crop area that's of the same color as where you're pointing at on the screen. The lower the tolerance level, the more sensitive it is at picking up areas of the same color. A higher tolerance level has the opposite effect. Say now I want to select the right iris to modify it. So instead of manually drawing around the iris with the lasso function, using tolerance gives you a shortcut way of quickly and precisely creating a crop area around the iris. But the trick is to get the right level of tolerance in order to correctly map the area you want to select. If the level of tolerance is too high, it'll map or select unwanted areas around your desired area. See how as the tolerance level goes up, areas outside the iris get selected? So in our case, 40 to 60 is the ideal level of sensitivity on which to perfectly map the iris area. Now what if you want to crop the insides and not just the iris? You need to make sure to change the Replace button to Add and click on other areas inside the eye to make sure they're all selected. The downside to using tolerance cropping is that you'll almost always leave behind a faint outline of your cropped area, no matter how perfect you've adjusted your tolerance level. But you can always get rid of it by erasing it after modifying your designated cropped area. Here's some more examples on how to do cropping using tolerance. Now in this kind of drawing where every shape is set at one single color tone, tolerance is the best way to do cropping with, and you'll understand soon why that is. Say we want to crop the middlemost green circle, and we're using the lasso to do it. Unless you have super dexterity in your hands, it's almost impossible to perfectly crop out the circle without touching the maroon that was surrounding it. However, if we use tolerance, and because each shape only has one color tone, one click on the circle will get the whole circle selected without touching its outside. See, now we managed to crop out a perfect green circle without any other color attached to it. I'm just going to show you a few quick examples of how to use tolerance cropping. So right now I want to crop both the light purple and light blue circles, meaning I need to change the replace function to add, to select both color regions at the same time. I'll show you another example on how to crop if you have a cartoon drawing like this, which is slightly different from the first cartoon example. And that wraps up how to do cropping on Autodesk Sketchbook.